Hi guys, Sarah the Northwoods Stitcher here. It is another snowy gray day. We've got a little flurries coming down, but nothing extreme. We're supposed to get a snowstorm this weekend. I am filming on a Thursday and I will be posting on Monday, so who knows what kind of storm we'll get that I can report on later. I'm hoping at least some inches, but I think it's going to be mostly southern Maine. Anywho, been really busy this week, have a lot to show you, and I thought I would start with some of the stuff that I've picked up and shown you in previous videos. If you remember, I took a trip to upstate New York this past fall, 2023, and I found this really cool ceramic, which needed and still needs some touch-ups, but it's a massive ornament. Somebody painted it. It's not signed, which I find a little distressing. But on clearance, I got some of these little tiny lights on a battery pack, and they do have a timer in different settings. So I can set it for steady, fading, blinking, I think, and it's on a timer. I just love that. So the battery pack I actually hid behind some, fake snow back there. And now I can actually put it on a timer cycle. I'll show some pictures of what it used to look like, because I had the wire coming out the front until I had the brainstorm of hiding the battery pack behind it. So here are the pictures of what it was looking like. And I didn't like that wire coming out of the front. It really bothered me. So now I've got it organized so it's all contained. Next year I can just turn it on, put it on a timer, leave it. That little corner of the house will be lit up with a couple of different things, as well as this little scene of skating. And I think the sign's a little bit better. I've taken a touch-up marker to say no skating. And I have to put some, I think I want to put blush on the kids' cheeks. And this guy in the back gets lost from the snow, so well, it's a process. I'll keep fiddling with it and see what I come up with. But I'm really excited about this purchase and adopting it to have a new life. It's got a cat hair in there. I don't know how that got in there. She's nowhere near this. So let me set this down. Also, I think 2024 is going to be the year that I decorate frames. I have been studying and going down the rabbit hole on YouTube on how to make my own type of silicone printed air dry clay molds. You can get the silicone molds for candle making, soap making, chocolate making, and they're flexible. I did find out I've got this DOS air dry modeling clay coming that hardens after it's been exposed to air and you mold it. I want to touch up old frames that I get from the dump and from Goodwill that are all mangled and maybe has a spot or two on it. And what I have been doing in the past, what I did recently with a stitch, is I take an embellishment that I would use, a charm, and I decorate the top of the frame. So this was a gift to my husband that he always wanted, because I designed this weird little pattern from Silence of the Lambs. But this was an actual charm that had a little loop on it, so you could hang it or do something with it. And I simply clipped that off with some, I don't know if these are called alligator pliers. So I snipped off the top, and then I used a metal file and just shaved down the rough edges. And then I just glued it with some E6000. And now he's totally happy with it because it's another death head moth accessory to the frame. So that's one idea, to hide little spots on your frames if you collect frames like I do. But for making these silicone shapes, I do have a couple. I think I have a heart, and I think I have some like filigree silicone ones. You would take a paintbrush and line it very carefully with baking soda or baking powder. Don't quote me on this, but you can use baby powder or just regular talc, cornstarch baby talc, and line the inside of it ever so lightly with that. Then press the mold in there, or the clay into the mold. Pop it out immediately and let it dry. So I'm really excited because I thought, oh, this is great. Now I can figure out how to do it. Maybe my clay will come soon in the mail. It's taking forever for whatever reason. And I have a couple of things I need to get framed. So I'll show you that in upcoming videos. And oh, the little lights that I found on clearance, they were $2 a pack. It's an 18 pack that I found at Walmart. 18 lights, ultra slim wire, and it was really easy to wrap it around. Unfortunately, I think all I got were white ones, and I am finding that I got 3 packs totally. I need multicolored ones, so I'm on the hunt for those now. So there's a small tree I have downstairs that could use some more lights. And now that I know those timers are so great, I need to find them. In a previous video, I showed you that I got some Satsuma kits, Satsuma Street Halloween designs. I've already done one. I'm so excited. I picked out Creepy Crawly. I don't know why. There were 10, and this is the one I grabbed first. It probably took me 2 days, 3 days. Very quick little stitch. It's really cute. I'm not going to cut it out yet because I'm going to do a total of 20, remember. I like to do duplicates of everything. And I can't get this paper. I tell that it's going to be available in March or back in stock in different places. I verified that in 2 different stores or online places. So I've got plenty to do until March. When it comes in March, I'll have a few more stitched and I can just lay them out, even cut it a little shorter, center my first stitch, and then I know I'm not wasting any of the perforated paper, because even this strip at the bottom, I'll save that and use it for something else. But I thought, wow, what a cute little sparkly thing if you're okay with spiders. I did some self-therapy with spiders. I don't have as big of a problem with them as I used to, and they all get protected and taken outside if they're inside. They're not paying rent, so they can't stay for very long, particularly if they're really big. So this one's an accomplishment. And I also showed you the little wooden stitchable ornaments that I have. Let me put that to the side. I think I showed you these. There's a little kit of 10, 2 different types of trees in this packet. And I think I got them online from Temu. And I thought, well, this will be a fun little thing to do and play around with. I love making tags. So I have started to glue some, and then I'll clip out the little edges. I've done a couple with gold sequins and beads. I did a few with all red. And then I did a multicolored one, which I'm not so keen on. But I think they're going to make great forever tags. And this is what a finished one will look like. And this is just a little punch that I used, and I did a to from. I probably changed this up because the from's too big. And I can peel that off. It's only on there with little glue dots, and I can reuse it. So I think that's a cute little addition to my Christmas boxes. I'm really excited about it. So I have to do another 5 different trees, cut these up and get them organized. And I do have like a massive box that I keep just my handmade tags in. That's really a cute addition. So I'm gonna work on those. What else did I do? Oh, I have a really cool thing. Let me check my list though, see if I should. I did make a tiny list of things that I wanted to show you guys. Where is that other thing? I also got these really cool placemats at a Goodwill. I've been looking for fabric placemats. I don't know how to use a sewing machine, but I can hand stitch pretty well. And the goal is to make some project bags. And I went to Goodwill and I found 8 of these fabric bags for $2. And I thought, that's perfect. Some of them might have a couple of little stains on them, but for the most part, they're in excellent shape. So the next step, I have ordered some 18-inch zippers. So hopefully that'll be long enough when I start folding and shaping these to what I want. But I think what I'll do is I'll take some Rit dye, and I think I'll do some purples and some greens, maybe a blue, they have the denim, and just see how well the dye will take to these. And I'll do it in different stages. So that'll be really cool. It's fun because it's going to be an inexpensive way of playing around with the idea. And if I get frustrated, I can abandon. We'll see what happens. Just take a one step at a time with that. I also showed you guys some of these cute little wooden things that I got on clearance. I think I picked this up at Joann's. Might have been. It doesn't really say. Anyway, I think they were 50% off, so they were like 99 cents each. I have decorated one. I put little sequins on it for beads, or sequins on it for the berries. I did paint the little wooden pieces underneath red, but then I put the little sequins on it. I love how this came out. Now I'm gonna find a tiny little stitch. I have one in mind. It's gonna be a tiny little reindeer looking into, or looking at you. So it's a frontal view of a reindeer, and there's different, I think berries or hollies around the base of it. So it's like a profile picture, not a profile picture, a portrait of a reindeer. So we'll see if that fits. I have to do my fabric count and get the sizing right. But I think it'll be a classic little ornament when I'm done with that. This is the big thing. I have to, oh, I did the death head moth. I showed you that. I don't know when I started this, but if you look at some of my previous videos, someone who went thrift store shopping, I can't remember where she got this, if she got this at a thrift store or at a church fair. Hi, Deb. Deb Smith sent me this chart. Do you guys remember this? Homespun Collectibles. It was an old chart, but it said Northwoods on it. I couldn't believe it. Now, it's done and framed, and I absolutely love it. So I played around with this. This is a modeled, gosh, what count is this? It's a modeled Lugana. I haven't written on the back yet. I had it somewhere. It's a piece of paper with my dad's handwriting on it too. Oh, I put it in my diary with my dad's handwriting. So this was a piece of Lugana, and it was an overdyed, so it's modeled different greens, and I really liked how that came out. And to add to the chart, I reversed some of the images using some chart paper, and then I duplicated some of the trees, changing some of them ever so slightly so they didn't all repeat in the pattern. And then I added a little motif, and I added my name to the bottom, the year I started doing floss tubes, and I really love how it came out. This frame is just a plasticized wood. I don't think it's real wood. It can't be, or an MDF. But I love the details on it. And I'm not sure where I got the frame, but the price was right. And it fit perfectly for what I wanted to accentuate, which was the border of this fabric. Because I think the fabric is really an amazing green. And it just came to be so well because, you know, my dad had that fabric in his collection. I was like, wow. So I can't thank you enough, Deb, for this. I'm going to send you a picture in an email. That's on my list of things to do today. But I wanted to let you know it's done. I love it, and I can't thank you enough. And I have to put all the information on the back. It's still downstairs, but I had to bring it up and show you guys. I was more excited to show you than to completely finish off the back information. Now that I'm looking at it up closely, I see something under the glass. So I'm going to have to take it apart and use a little paintbrush to get those, I guess they look like floss bookies on it. Something like that. I'm not sure where I'm going to hang that, but I kind of want to have it in all of my videos. So I might change my whole setup and how I do my filming, because this light really bothers me when I'm doing my editing. So I think I'm going to change locations when I totally gut this craft room and do some heavy organizing. It's going to be a new setup and a new film location. I did start, and who was it who told me this? You know who you are. Someone suggested in the last video, and I do have to find out who. I should have done this before I came on. Hold on, hold that thought. Found it. Someone commented in the last video, sew the wolves on Wednesdays. And that was Quilting Tangent. And I can't thank you enough for that, because all of a sudden the light bulb went off and I went, oh, that's how I'll remember. So I did have a Wolfie Wednesday, and that was yesterday, and I got a lot done. I didn't take pictures of before and after, so I promise I will start doing that. My husband was so excited. He was so excited. But, you know, I do this in my head. I'll say trash Tuesdays when I go to the dump. Wash Wednesdays when I do the wash. Thirsty Thursdays when I water the house plants. Fresh sheet Fridays when I do the sheets on the bed. So my brain works that way. So when you said Wolf Wednesdays, it was it's like ingrained in me now. I'm so excited. And now I'm going down the rabbit hole of what else can I assign? Which other projects do I have that would make that same thing stick for me? I'm not sure yet, but I love it. Wolf Wednesdays. And I'll tell you a secret. It really works, because when my husband saw me sitting there working on the wolves, not only was he happy, which really makes my heart full, but he took care of things. He did the dishes in the sink. You know, instead of saying, oh, the dishes are, he just did something. He always does. But I felt it was like a little more yesterday because he was just so excited. And I was just on a tear to get a certain amount done. So I did 3 full arm lengths of needles full of thread. And then I went on to tackle 2 or 3 other types of little symbols in a section. And I'm working on the right-hand side of this massive project. So it's feeling good. And I think next Wednesday, I'll have done half of that section. And then probably in another 2 Wednesdays, I'll be done with that entire right side of the stitch. And then I can un-Q snap it and look to see. I might be more than halfway done with that. So if I keep this pattern going, I love it. I'm just so excited. So thank you, Quilting Tangent. It's just perfect. I'm really excited about that. And I promise I'll start putting up some pictures. I do need you guys to get after me about that stitch. And that was a gold collection. No, Dimensions. Is it Dimensions? I just told somebody what it was. I think it was a Dimensions kit. It's called The Guardians. I have it in my little list here. Yeah, it's a Dimensions. It's a wolf cross stitch called the Guardians. And let's see if I can pull up the picture. That's what I showed earlier of an incomplete cross stitch. So I'm working on this corner here doing this birch tree, which is not fun. It must have taken me a good 9 minutes just to thread up those needles, because it's 1 strand of this with 2 strands of that. And it's just fiddly-poo stuff. I have my trusty water. I wish it was vodka. Hydrate, hydrate. My skin is so dry right now. Playing with tug with the dog, I got ripped pretty easily the other day. So that's a sign that my skin is not at top health. I think I also showed you in the last video, I got these cute little bag of miniature clothespins. I'm taking them apart, putting them together in different ways, and I've started painting. I'm making mini snowflakes. I think they're precious. I don't know what else I'm going to do with them. Put on another coat, maybe add some glitter. I've got all these little mini trees that I want to decorate. So I might just make a tree full of little snowflakes. I think that would be really cute. Also, I went to the dump this weekend. I did film the dump. So here's a little snippet of what you'll see at my dump. It's not overly exciting, but it's a small little shed that they have turned into a swap shop or dump house, or what else do they call it? Seconds place. And it's fun to go see what people have in there or put in there. Now, I did find when I was there yesterday, when was I there? I think it was yesterday, some really weird things because you just don't know what you're going to find. I found some scrapbooking supplies. So it's a couple of pieces of paper, but attached was this cute little frame sticker pack, so I can use those. And then these are vellum stickers. Those will make some cute little cards. So I'm excited about that. And it looks like somebody used what they, well, no, 6 pages. They used maybe 1 page of the paper, and then the rest went to the dump house. I'll give it a home. And then I found, I don't know how to begin to sort this. Okay, I'm not sure either. It might be beaded garland, because I can make out that it's one strand with several branches of dinglies on it. But I thought this would be cute to decorate on the top of a framed piece. So you can have a couple of little pre-beaded things and just glue them down or wrap the frame. So if I ever get this untangled, I can use it. Yeah, it'll work. Now I'm like shiny. I did find an end. So maybe if I hang it up by its end somewhere, that will remind me to take off with this. Find a place to hang this. There we go. So today I want to do some stitching and some organizing. I'm going to work on a couple of smaller projects in between my Wolf Wednesday, maybe another Satsuma, but a very, very cool thing happened. I've showed you guys in a previous video that I wanted to do the Astor Place, and this is called Christmas Victorian House. And I was really happy and lucky. Somebody was watching. Hi, Diane. And she said, oh, I have that fabric. So she sent it to me, and I am so excited to get this up. As I have been studying the pattern for this, it's a lot more intricate than I thought. She sent the most perfect, beautiful fabric. This is that colonial blue, which is what this is. I think it's probably what it's called for. Maybe that's why she sent it. She heard me say it. Yeah, colonial blue. But this is a 32 count Lugana, which I'm really happy about because I think this will be brilliant for stitching on. And when I was examining this, it's a lot more detailed than I thought because it's got perforated paper pieces that go onto the cross stitch when you're done with it. I thought, oh, it's just the people and the wreaths. No, it is the peak of the house. This little peak too. The awning above the front window. The wreaths. One of the trees. It's going to be fun. It's going to be putting together a bunch of little different pieces. So I wanted to get that kitted up today. And I think my husband's worried that Wolf Wednesdays will go away with all these new things that I want to start. But no, that's that's a have to get this kitted up because I have so many different things that I want to do now. And that's going to be one of my top priorities. Thank you so much again. It's going to be a lot of fun to do that. And I will be showing progress on that because the other one that I haven't been able to properly kit up, and I did show you guys, was the House of Christmas. I can't find a frame that I'm comfortable working on in this collection of stuff that I have. So I have to make some time to find something that's going to work, because this is something I actually want to get done too. I have the fabric, but I haven't found a frame large enough to put this fabric on. So that's going to be a have to do. And after framing the Northwoods, now I've got the finishing bug. So I want to go through the pile of stuff to my left here and start framing some things. Miss Mary Mack comes to mind. She's been sitting downstairs, ironed and ready to go. Now she's back here on my chair cushion. I brought her up so I wouldn't sit on her and I'd actually get it framed. So I have some things to show in later videos. Until then, I'm going to pause this, get some stuff done, and I'll be back. So I haven't done much up here. I haven't been very productive as far as cleaning, but I thought I would share something that I got over Christmas and maybe you'll get a kick out of it. My friend Campbell gave me a book, Making Treasure from Trash, which I had to laugh at because it had a lot of ideas in here, but this is copyrighted 1975. So you can imagine some of the crafts that are in here. But there are some really great reruns of things that we probably forgot to do that we can still do with things around our house, like making bowls out of old LPs that are badly scratched. And it talks about using paper mache, and it talks about using cardboard tubing. Now, I get those little toilet paper rolls off the end, and I save them because you don't know what you're going to need when you're going to need a little piece of hard cardboard like that. And I actually made a nice little cat puzzle with mine. I made a little tower for her to fish different treats out of if she found the right tube. And she has to really get in there to get it. So that was one idea that I thought of when I saw this book. And they had things in here like bleach bottle piggy banks. I don't know if you guys remember those, but yeah, that was a craft. It was fun to look through this, and I'm going to look through it some more. It talks about rock art and things like that. Some of these things that we're still doing today, but we've just modernized them a bit. And it was just fun to get because it's something that will definitely go on my shelf. And it is actually a good reference book because I don't always use paper mache and there are techniques and ideas in here. So it was fun to get. Thank you, Campbell. And I'm glad she thought of me when she saw it because I go to the dump. I see trash. Somebody else's trash is definitely my treasure. And hopefully tomorrow, it's tomorrow, Friday, I've got to cut this video and start editing because I've got to get the cat back to the vet today. More blood work, but she's doing good. And tomorrow I'm hopefully going to go out to a couple shops, maybe a thrift store, and then Saturday I have plans to go up to the Bangor area and do some shopping with a friend up there, and maybe something else. I don't know. We'll see. Depends on the weather. Depends on the weather. Awfully gray day again today. I do have to get some floss sorted that I got for Christmas. I can never have enough floss. Nobody can ever have enough. This was part of a gift when I got another little DMC chest from my husband. So that needs to be organized, and I need to shift some things around here so I can use some things. I actually might clean up the area next to my bedside because I think it would be nice to have that little box there with some little treasures in it and the floss. Remains to be seen what I'm going to do. I'm going to end this note with a short video. But I'll be back and I'll have more to show. I'm gonna go get stitching, play some more, and finish this back table. I'm trying to make little gifts for an upcoming retreat in April, but there's 150 people that will be there, so that's 150 things plus that I need to get organized and done. Hopefully I can do it without interrupting my craft time too much. I meant to do it last year and I just kind of set it up, said, yeah, I'll get to it. I'll get to it now. So, happy crafting, keep stitching, be safe. See you guys.